Hey guys.
What up?
What's up? What up?
What up?
What up, yo?
What up?
What up, yo? I was talking about in one of our vlog videos, how like when I'm talking to Dontrell, because he's getting older and he's getting this thing about him. So like when I talk to him, I'm like, yeah, cool. You know, you use like all these words that your kids wish you don't use. What up, yo?
Because we probably a few
yeah.
years behind the slang.
Yeah.
Whether we want to realize it or not.
I know, it's like, oh my gosh. That
Dad,
moment when you realize that you're no longer cool.
Dad, nobody says that anymore.
Right. And
Thanks.
he gives it like, oh God, I don't know why you do that. Like, why do you do that?
One of our wonderful subscribers posted a question about roles and responsibilities in a marriage or a relationship, because I know people live together and the same thing comes up. Mm-hmm. Who's going to do the dishes? Who gonna cook?
Who gonna take care of the kids?
Who gonna take care of
diapers?
Now, there's a common social expectation that I believe that is out there, where women do certain things and men do certain things. And I think because of those social norms and those beliefs is where conflict comes in.
Especially now.
Because I've said before, we are all limited to our experiences. So we come into a marriage or a relationship with our experiences of how things are supposed to be, and therein lies the conflict. And early in our marriage, I think we had our fair share of spats about who was going to do what, and it's a big problem. I mean, I've even seen marriage shows where there were people on the brink of divorce behind who was going to do what.
Right.
Big problem.
Right.
Big problem.
I think like you were and you still are very old fashioned, but you definitely open up and we've been able to grow. And not putting it all on you, but like you were very old-fashioned, which I like that about you, but there sometimes has to be a balance in those great qualities. Like you were just like one of those men, like I'm a man, and I'm kind of like woman. I know you're like, oh my God, why are you saying
because
this?
I don't think that that's true.
But not true, but I feel like you did have that like, I'm going to take care of you, I'm the provider.
Right.
And I would like my wife to take care of home.
Well, I believe that I've always taken the role of provider, but I don't. But a man's man in the sense that a woman should be at home cooking all the time.
Well, no, not that.
Time.
But see, not that extreme. But still, you know,
right?
So you had those old-fashioned values,
I get
which
that.
are great.
Well, I'm gonna tell you how I always saw it. I never really got into. I do feel like I have certain values and like I feel like this is the way it should be, but I feel like I've been very flexible with that. I think most of our conflicts came from we both work, and we have children, and it wasn't a matter of whether I felt like, well, you're the woman. I don't think I've ever taken a position where you're the woman, you're supposed to do this. It was more like, you know, I'm busy, you're busy. Who should be doing what?
In the beginning. I'm glad we're having, because this is what makes a great video. In the beginning, hey, I'm gonna be out more, or you had the job that kept you a lot more busy, you travel a lot more, so these were your expectations. But then once I started to get a lot busier, then it became confusing for both of us, because it's like, well, this is not even, you know, because then you start thinking about that 50-50 thing.
Yeah,
that causes a conflict.
Well, so let's make sure we're clear though on what the conflict was between us and versus, because the conflict was more about the balance of the 50-50 thing rather than man versus woman. Because I think that's the part where we need to be clear. Because I do think some people's conflict is like, I'm the man, I should be doing this, you're the woman, you should be doing this. I think ours was more like, you know, okay, if I'm working, you know, X amount of hours or whatever, then as a team, this is what you should be doing. And it doesn't always work out that clean. That was the thing.
And exactly, I remember us actually having a conversation about being a team and kind of, you know, basically, what do you call it when you
What?
Tap out, not tap out, but
Tag team,
tag team,
yeah.
like we had the tag team conversation.
So our feelings about it, I mean, I think now in our marriage we've gotten to the point to where it's like what's worked for us is kind of like we definitely had to get rid of any preconceived
Right.
concepts
Man,
about
woman,
man, woman,
provider,
50-50.
50-50.
Sometimes it's 80-20. A lot of times it's 80-20 on her side. Sometimes it's 80-20 on my side, just depending on what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we really have centered our the things that we do around our lifestyles and what we do. For example, I'm out a lot. Like, you know, Alicia works
This
from
thing
home.
is out.
Right. So I'm out. I'm driving back and forth to work. I have, you know, so since I'm doing that a lot and I'm out a lot, it just makes sense for things that need to be done outside the home that I take care of for the most part.
So grocery shopping, yes.
Yeah, I
he
do the
does the grocery
groceries.
shopping.
Yes.
You know, things like that. He does taking care of things as far as the car, vehicle,
Right.
pumping gas, things that we don't want to do anyway.
Now, and I will say with that though too, if there's a situation that it may be a little grumbling when this happens, but if there's a situation where something has to be done and I can't get to it, Alicia will go and get the oil. She went and got the oil changed
Got
recently.
tire changed.
Right.
Got the tires changed. I pumped gas.
Right.
Which I hate pumping gas. But
And vice versa. I mean, there's times when mom is on trips or dad has to cook.
do hair.
Or oh god, now that's where I draw the line. I've done it, but it is
was
that's a
horrifying.
whole nother issue with dad's trying to do.
So he does outside, and I'm inside. So that's
Right.
kind of what we think of it as. You don't have to even make a list of that. You know, he's gone most of the day working and things like that, so he's going to automatically take care of everything that needs to be done outside of the house. I'm here, so I'm going to obviously take care of most of the cleaning when the kids come home, homework and stuff like that, because obviously he's not here, he's at work, and I work from home. I'm inside, so I'm not just going to sit here and say, well, this ain't 50-50, so I'm just going to sit here and wait on him to get here and nothing gets done. He walks in, he's like, you know, where my food, and then while the house ain't clean, what, the kids can take a bath, they ain't do nothing. I mean, what you doing? What you doing at me?
Yeah. Yeah, I think the 50-50 thing is dangerous. Because it will, you're always looking for that evenness, and I don't know if it ever really works out that way. I think for us, we've just kind of, I guess if I had to share, to sum it up, if I had to share what I feel like has worked for us, is we finally just said, listen, we understand that it's not going to be 50-50. Let's learn each other what our strengths, what our weaknesses are, and let's just work as a team to get it done.
100.
Yeah, 100%.
Everybody
100%.
give all that you have.
Right. and working as a team. So that's what has worked for us. And I really appreciate the person bringing it up, because it's a huge topic. It's a big conflict in many relationships, many marriages, and although it seems so small, it is huge. I mean, I think
build
it's
up resentment. You
Oh,
know,
man.
You start, to me, the 50-50 thing just builds up resentment, because you start having these expectations of everything being even and fair.
because I do think, like I said, I think it should be it's just balance. It's not necessarily 50-50 though. That's the part where I just want to make sure that we don't feel that 50-50 works for us. But at the same time, it shouldn't be 80%, 20% all of the time.
Well, yeah,
Because we're not saying that either.
Like, I've been cleaning all day. You got off early. And you just like.
Yeah. So I just want to make sure everybody's clear on what we're saying. It's 100%. We both give as much as we can to the relationship. So it's a different mindset than just the 50-50. Everything needs to be fair. You said you was going to do this. I'm not going to do that. You know, blase.
Yeah. So I guess to end it, you know, just jumping off of what you're saying is basically about don't measure every little thing that every person is doing. It's just about teamwork. And sometimes you're going to have the bulk of everything around the house or around the family, and sometimes the other person is going to have it. But you want to avoid trying to measure, because it is going to create resentment. It's going to create anger and competition within, you know, with your spouse.
Right.
And so just remember it, just try to think of it as teamwork.
Absolutely. So we want to know what you guys think on the topic. What do you think? Do you think it should be 50-50? 75-25?
Tell us about your roles and responsibilities in your marriage or your relationship, and how does it work out for you? Maybe some things that you run into in your experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell us that.
That. What I said.
Peace out.
Peace and love. All right, what video is this?
Huh?
What video is this? Relationships. Okay.
What video?
I don't even know what video we're
What
recording.
video we're recording?
Alright, I don't know. Hey! I don't know. I don't even know the topic.
Because we do it real.
How many videos? I mean, I can't keep up with what's going on around here.
Now, I do have to be honest though, and this is just me being transparent. Although I say I pay attention regardless of whether he was straight or gay, I honestly don't know how I would be if this was a straight guy.
Yeah.
I think
I'm glad you say that.
I mean, I just, because I haven't been faced with it, I mean, you have to make a decision. I mean, if particularly if you're married. Like, I have seen some people who had friendships that were kind of inappropriate.